Well, I've just come out to test this SGS Strimmer, give it a go, give it a strimming, and I thought I'd come in here, because it's a bit not windy in here, give it a grease up with a grease gun. Little grease nipple on here. What happened? Put the thing on it, grease nipple comes straight out, and the thread is near enough non-existent in there. There's no thread in there at all. That grease nipple is near enough just pushed in there. So I hope that's not going to be the way the rest of this is going to be, because I'm not very happy about that at all. That stripping off in there. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a nice grease nipple. I thought that's a good addition. They put a grease nipple on there. Some of them don't have a grease nipple, but I don't know. Well, I'm going to give it a bloody good freshen now and see how it goes. I'm going to use it without it. I can't go home now. I'm going to have to use it without a nipple in it. Right, I've literally only just done along there, and that little bit to the right, what you see me do, along there. And the string went, and I thought, what's going on? There's nothing in there. So you only get like a little bit of wire, a little bit of cord. I tell you what, I don't know whether to be unhappy or what. I'm not very happy about it. I should have bought some more, but I thought there'd be enough in there. So you don't get a lot of cord in there, and there's a few other problems as well. But other than that, it seems to be alright. But I've only literally just done that. Didn't even get very far at all. And now I've run out of string. Right, I might have been a little bit harsh there, because I didn't check. How stupid am I to think you buy a brand new strimmer, I thought it would come with a full spool of wire. Maybe I'm wrong, so I'm sorry about that. But luckily, in the container down here, my dad had, I don't know how old this is, about 6,000 years old probably, some strimmer wire. It's not very thick, it's 2.4mm, but it'll certainly be better than nothing. So I'm going to go load some of this up and keep going. It's not looking good. I've been here for over an hour now trying to do this. I'm not really getting on with this hook for the harness. I think it's a very bad design. I don't like that whatsoever. And one of the troubles I'm having is I've had to put some of this cord in, but I can't stop it from coming out. I've wound it, I've read the instructions, I've wound it how it says, I've put it back together, but still it just keeps on coming out when you're revving it. It's supposed to only come out when you hit the thing at the bottom there, and it's not stuck in. So I'm not happy with that. I haven't done anything yet. And the grease nipple, that fell out. So I'm going to keep trying. I'm running out of time now though. This is what I mean. This is a bit long now because I've just pulled it. But I've just put the spool in there. It's all wound up nicely. But Shouldn't be like that. Should only come out when you push on that. So it's no good. It's no good whatsoever. Alright, I'm back home again now, and I'm determined to work this out because I'm really disappointed. I must admit, I'm really disappointed in this. Now, with a still, I'm very used to stills. Many years. I've got 10 years experience strimming with stills. FS 450s, 490s, and well, all kinds anyway. Now, on the spool with a still, when you wind the spool up, you have like, you wind it and you got little indents like on the outside where you clip it in and it holds it for you, so then you can wind the other spool up, the other side of it up, and you ain't got to worry about it all unwinding. Now you tell me, I mean, maybe I'm being stupid, but I can't see any. There's nothing on here where you can hook the line into, right? And I'm thinking, this is a ridiculous design, it's completely stupid. I mean, it's impossible. So I thought, well, I better double check this manual, because I mean, I know how to wind a spool, it's not hard. I thought it would be the same design as a still, and I found it in here. Now this is the manual. It tells you here, refilling trimming line. So if you look in the picture, it has got little cutouts, just like a still. You've got little cutouts there where you put the line, and it's even showing you pictures. You put the line in the little cutouts. Well, I haven't got them. Where are they? And if you turn over the page, it tells you how to do it. Where did I read it? There, blah 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 blah. Wind up the line in the correct direction as indicated on the spool. Yeah, I've got the arrows. Hook each end of line in the slot on the edge of the spool, and then put the ends through the eyelets on the housing. Make sure that the spring and the washer are in place. Well, there's no washer for a start, but where are the little slots to hook your string into, eh? Hook your line into. There is none. So that's really annoying me. I mean, maybe I'm being stupid, and I hope somebody from SGS comes back to me on this and helps me out. And I'm being stupid, but I don't think I am. It's not there. You've got this side out for straight shaft. So this is what I've got, straight shaft. So I need this side to be out, and that side out for a curved shaft. It says it there, for curved shaft. And arrows pointing that way, arrows pointing that way. But I can't, you know, it's really difficult, really fiddly to wind that up without them little hooks to hold it. But also, as we saw earlier that I showed you when I was out down at the stables, trying to do that bloody hedge, well, not hedge, along that grass there. It was a good old job, but it weren't working, man. I wound it up and it kept. I wound it up as normal. I'm thinking, oh, brilliant. This is, you know, little bit fiddly, but I managed to do it. It's not a problem. Put it on, started it up, and I just noticed the string was just kept coming out and out and out. And I'm thinking, why does it keep coming out and out and out? What's going on? And as we saw, I'm going to do it again now. I'm going to wind it up now, because it'd be typically my luck that it would work. But I'm going to wind it up now, and I'm going to show you again exactly what happens. Now, I've wound this up. I know they're a bit too long, I know that, but it's just for demonstration purposes. I've wound it up, right, it's all clipped in properly, it's all clipped down, it's all the right way around. This pushes in, see, as it should do. That's how you're supposed to do it. When you're out there strimming, you're supposed to bang it on the ground, and it lets out a little bit more string, right? But, right, this is out. That's in, that's out, right? It won't come out anymore, right? Now if I pull on this, right, that's the trouble, right? As it's going round, the G-forces is just pulling the string all the way out all the time, and you're hitting, obviously you're hitting weeds and things and grass, which is adding more pressure on this and just pulling it out all the way more. You should better pull on them really hard, like that, pull it really hard. It shouldn't come out. That should be stiff, and it should only come out when you push on that, yeah, but it doesn't. I've tried putting it in the other way around. I've put it in where it says curved shaft out, doesn't make a difference. I've tried all sorts and it doesn't work. So I don't think it's me being stupid, I think it's a fault with this. So that's that. Well, it makes it unusable really. Obviously you can put the blade on it and use the blade, but I don't want to use the blade, I want to use trimming line. the thing that really got me the most was that grease nipple, man. I was really excited about that because, oh, get a bit of focus. With a still, and probably Husqvarna, I don't know, but still, you have to undo, well, on the ones I've used anyway, they may have grease nipples now, but the ones I've had, you have to undo like a little Allen bolt here, a little Allen screw around here somewhere, and you get like a little tube of grease, and you squirt it in there, and then you put the Allen bolt back in again. So I was excited to see that they had incorporated a nipple. So all you got to do is get a grease gun, pump a bit of grease in, job done. But literally, I got my grease gun. I went to put it. I didn't even. I went to put it on. And I was like, oh, a bit loose. So I went to tighten it with my fingers, and I was like, oh. Put the gun on it, and then it just come off. And I'm thinking, oh. But when you looked inside there, you can't see it now because it's full of dirt now, because I went and used it anyway, because I weren't going to go all the way to where I was and not use it just because of that. So I thought, oh, and the thread in there, there's no thread in it, and on the nipple itself, that was no thread either, which was very disappointing. So you're thinking, what's your final verdict? Well, I didn't get to do as much of a test as I wanted to. I've got a good, if I do everything, it's probably a good day, 2 days worth of strimming to do using the blade and cord. But I only did about half an hour's worth of strimming. I was there for an hour and a half. I spent an hour trying to get that head to work, that spool to work, and I just couldn't. So my final verdict, I think, is the fact it's fantastically well built. I mean, like I said, I was really disappointed that I couldn't use it properly. It's really well built though. The engine is fantastic. All the casing, everything to do with the engine is absolutely fantastic. The petrol tank, the engine runs well, it revs well, it's powerful enough, it's definitely powerful enough. It needs fine tuning, my one does, as you probably, all of them will need fine tuning. But once you've tuned it, I mean, it even tells you how to tune it in the instruction manual, by the way. There is a few problems I've noticed. Sometimes it refers to a chainsaw instead of a strimmer. Nevertheless, and there's a few spelling mistakes, but it does tell you how to tune it and how to adjust it. So after you've ran it in, after you've broke it in, oh, let's get into that actually quickly. For those of you that don't know, if you're watching this because you want to need to get a petrol strimmer for some work that you've got to do and you've never had one, you don't have not to do, I don't remember reading anything in that instruction manual, but it's always good, even though it's a strimmer and you're going to need to rev it pretty high in order to do what you want to do with it. At any engine, it's good to break it in, run it in a bit, because it'll make it last longer and it will just perform better, and you just won't have as much trouble with it. So what you need to do is you're going to have to start it up, let it tick over for a bit, let it wear in a little bit, give it some revs, hold it at a rev a certain bit, like a quarter throttle for 30 seconds or so. Just let it wear in a bit before you go completely flat out. I mean, with a strimmer, that's all you got to do really, and that's what I did. Started it up, let it warm up, tick over, revved it a bit more, did a bit of light work with it, only on about half throttle for about 5 minutes, and then I went out and I slowly built up to full throttle because I want to look after it. Alright, so if you don't know, then that's the best thing to do, just break it in a bit before you go flat out. But let's get back to the verdict. Now, like I said, it's really well built, as most SGS things are. I've got the compressor, I've got toolboxes, I've got all kinds of things, seats and things. SGS is very well built products, good quality materials, as well as craftsmanship, buildmanship, whatever you want to call it. I added a few cable ties there to put that cable there because it was flapping around. So as far as build quality goes and material used, really good, apart from that grease nipple, which is a very bad thread. But I'm hoping that's just a one-off with mine, and they might send me out a new grease nipple so I can put one in there. So yeah, really good build quality, really good. I'm just really annoyed that there's a bad designed spool. That's very bad designed, if you want my honest opinion. Very badly designed. Even when the instruction manual has a good designed one, like a still, the one I've actually got isn't. It's completely different, and I don't like it at all. Not one little bit. I don't like the harness. The harness I couldn't get on with. The little system what they've got for clipping you on, whereas still you have a little hook. You've just got a hook. You've got a hook on here, and you can literally just, you lift the strimmer up and you just hook it on. You don't need to use no hands, no nothing. You just hook it on, and then when you want to unhook it, you just lift it up and unhook it. Yeah, with this you've got to use your hands. You've got to mess around with it. You got to fanny around. You got to put that in there, and I didn't like it really. So that's definitely a thumbs down. The spools are thumbs down. Everything else is okay. These bars kept moving. I did these Allen keys, these Allen bolts up as tight as I dared. It felt like they were about to strip out. They probably weren't, but I didn't want to have the hassle of stripping those out before I'd even used the strimmer. So now I've used it a bit, I might tighten them up a little bit more just to see, hopefully that'll grip and they won't start moving. The handle's nice, it's a nice throttle, all nice. The on and off is very good, that does work, that's nice. Yeah, it's nice, it's nicely designed. I don't know what generation it is, to tell you the truth. I'm not really that well informed whether this is like the first one that they've made and it's got to have some improvements on it, or whether they've made other generations of it. This might be the 4th or 5th one. There might be some older ones before. I don't know, but it's definitely a thumbs up in general, because it's like I keep saying, it's very well built, good material, and everything's nice about it. Really, I'm just so disappointed. You don't understand how disappointed I am that I didn't get to do a full, like, have proper use of it, because I went out especially to test it. Like, so I'm really disappointed. That if I could have done with a grease nipple, that was fine. If that had worn out, I'd have had to buy a new head. That'd be alright, I suppose. But the fact that I couldn't use it because of the thing stopped working, was really disappointing. So, but yeah, final verdict is definitely a thumbs up. You know, there's only a few minor things that broke, nothing major. So I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna contact just the SGS. I'm gonna mention about me grease nipple and me spool that seems to be faulty, or maybe I'm not. I hope they give me some advice and tell me how to use it. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. But anyway, when I eventually get them fixed, I'm actually gonna go and I'm really gonna have do the whole lot. I'll show you lot. You might have seen most of it to start with, what I've got to do, but there's loads of it. I could be there all day, doing all that, and I'm gonna take the blade as well, because I didn't take the blade this time. I didn't use the blade. I should have brung it, but I forgot. I left it on the side and walked out without it. So I'm going to take the blade as well, and we'll give the blade a good test as well in the other one. But this is, this is the first test and review, and it's a thumbs up. But there are some improvements to be made, that's for sure. And I'm sure that once I get this issue sorted out, and get the grease nipple sorted out as well, I can probably make do with that harness. I'm not going to be using it day in and day out, but I'm sure the actual strimmer itself and everything else, it's all going to be perfectly good, and it probably, it's probably not going to have no issues whatsoever. I can't imagine it breaking down or anything, so I'm sure it's going to be really good once I just get this sorted out. I reckon they've given me the wrong head, to tell you the truth. I reckon it's been packed with the wrong one, but I'll sort that out.